Thank you for the.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor here of talking to Bart Smyth, who is part of our senior upline. And I just having a really great conversation with him. I'm new to Bart's presence and the energy that he brings to this table, so I'm going to ask him to give us a little bit of background on who he is. What was it that attracted him to this environment and maybe to this company specifically? So, Bart, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me here this morning. I really appreciate it, and I know our listeners will as well.
Thank you, Don. It's great to meet and get to know you better, and like intention, like mind, like heart. And so, yeah, it's my honor too. And my background coming into this is I was a extreme sportist growing up, and endeavored in a lot of high impact traumas in those sports, from football, boxing, karate, and skiing. I raced. I grew up in New York, skiing 4 days a week, and wound up teaching a race team out in LA. But I took some jumps when I was young where I went way too high straight up, that I missed trajectory. The mountain had melted in the valley, and we were jumping mountains. We'd go up one mountain, jump another, and land in the belly of the other. And anyway, it melted, and I took off. A month later, I came back and went straight instead of out. Anyway, this jam set me up. That and some head trauma set me up my whole life for something I didn't know was going to happen. I'm 68. I had an architectural contracting firm first, and some car accidents knocked me out of the game there. But in my endeavor to heal, I found out that I had a gift for this, and I kind of attribute it to my mom. She was a physical therapist. She had her hands on us a lot, showed us the power of touch and stuff. So anyway, fast forward my healing sojourn, I studied everything that was working for me, because I didn't want to do my company anymore if I couldn't be out in the field, playing with the guys, building and stuff too. So I became a therapist in about 89, 90. And my martial arts background that I gained in hard styles growing up in LA then turned to Aikido, then Tai Chi and Qigong, which I've been doing since 88. And this healed a lot of my problems. But I had an underlying spinal degeneration, and which appeared in another bad accident. I had to get an MRI. And they said I should be in a wheelchair when I'm 50. I'm 68. But then I never stopped jumping. It's like I like being in the air more than on the snow. It's like I was always looking for the perfect jump. And of course, I did it in front. Whenever I showed off skiing, that's why I hurt myself. So I waved to my daughter. She's in line, and I take this little jump that turned into a big jump over ice, and I blew my knee. 6 weeks later, slipped, hit my head really bad on concrete. And I started a healing sojourn that had me laid out for 2 years, where I could only lay there. I couldn't even do my Qigong because my brain trauma was that big. Nobody could help me. But I used the quantum physics healing that I've been doing for the last 25, 30 years on myself a little bit, and then slowly brought myself back. And when I was actually up and traveling again, I work worldwide. And one of my promoters in Sarasota introduced Onyx Cole to me. And Onyx came for a session. And then she started talking about a friend of hers who had huge results in something that was very dear to my heart, because a friend of mine had the same situation that she passed from. And anyway, so 4 years before I met Onyx, I had lost all neurological feed to my left leg one day after doing like 180 double leg lifts in Kundalini, trying to get rid of my stomach that had grown. And this ancient injury had come to fruition where it was blocking the nerve feed to my left leg. I mean, I just completely collapsed in the middle of the road. With what I do, I was able to work on myself, get up and get to a chiropractor, and then with martial arts, karate training specifically, That's how I rebuilt myself in the early days too, from another injury. I use this, but then I meet Onyx, and what I'd like to add for your readers is 9 years ago, I got this book that I've shared with everybody in our group, and this is called The Path to Wealth by May McCarthy, and it's a training I'll be doing, and I do this for all my teams because this is how I changed my life. Although I've been working with Tony Robbins, Dr. Anthony, the Abraham back in the 90s, I used all these things to Wayne Dwyer, Wayne, Wayne Dyer.
Yeah, Dr. Wayne Dyer.
Yeah, Dr. Wayne Dyer. All these things really worked a lot, but I just like to get this plug out for May McCarthy. She's a great teacher, and her book is, of course, compilation of known methodologies, but hers is made a profound difference for me. And I had written a letter to God thanking him that I found a solution to my spine because I have children. I had a second wife. I got a 14-year-old boy, and I was feeling like I was going out, right? The head trauma was on me, and none of the stem cell treatments I did had any resulting effect in my knee or wrist or anything. Anyway, fast forward, I've been using patches for 4 years now. And after 6 months, my nerves reconnected to my left knee. I'd blown my right knee out and only focused on rebuilding that with the work I do, which I did. I'd rebuilt my right knee quite well, but I was completely oblivious to the source of the neurological damage. And I think I just kind of like didn't want to think about it. I just wanted to get going, get back to work, travel. My work takes me traveling. Anyway, so yeah, I used this to attract Onyx, and Onyx attracted me, and very good with head traumas and spinal injuries, and because of all of mine. And she shared that with me, and I got the diamond pack and took it back to Sweden to avoid taxes and get going. And I tell people I didn't feel anything really for 6 months other than my sleep, but it seemed like my irritation level from my head traumas had subsided quite a bit. But I saw people around me changing. So then this was at the very beginning, and Onyx had started to call, and I'd get on these calls, and we started teams in Sweden having, 2 people was the team, and then it slowly grew. And where we're just sharing what's happening, and not being in this industry, and kind of turned my sight away from this type of industry because I had a lot of people that were kind of high pressure salesmen that wanted to get my influence in the world, and I wouldn't open up my doors to anybody for that because I can't do that. So that's not who I am. So anyway, this opened me up when my knee reconnected, and then my vision started improving, and my arthritis left, and my right knee started being better. I said, okay, and so I started changing my letter, and I thank God that I became a great leader, and people trusted me, and they got the results from the product and guidance they needed. And those who want to share this and create another income also felt, supported. And that's what Onyx gave me. I've never had anybody support me in anything really, and not to be like, not singing a sad song. It's just, I saw what I wanted in life and I just went for it. And of course we supported each other as a team building things, but I didn't have anybody that was a master of something other that took me into my own business. I had master carpenters, I had master martial artists that gave me, but as far as developing something where I had my dream of having more time with my kids, get off the circuit that I was on worldwide and slow down. And she just said, Bart, as fast or as slow as you want to go. I said, well, I want this. I want to share this. This is substantial. It's something I can really put my reputation that it is important because I need people to trust me with what I do. So anyway, so that's my story and how I got here. Now I'm with a personal trainer. I just got done with him. I've got full mobility. Um, as I said, I'm 68, and I've been doing martial arts since I was about 12, 13, out of necessity first, but then I just kept going, going, going. And at 40, uh, I was training, it's called Philippine stick fighting, with a kung fu master. And he said, Bart, you really should get in the ring. You should compete again. And I go, no, I'm done with that cycle. But I really, today, I feel like I could get in there and I'd
Wow.
be better than I ever was. And it's
Wow.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous for me to think that and say that on one level, but on the other level, my mind and everything has really come back in that way. And so
Now,
that's why I'd like to.
for the community, the portion of the community who are going to listen to this, when you talk about having come in and met a mentor in Onyx that really provided you with a great sense of trust and guidance, if I can use that word. Support is another one that I'd use. Um, what rank do you sit at right now?
Well, I'm senior presidential director.
Okay, and
I'm
for
I'm at the top. Yeah.
okay, beautiful. At the top of your game and helping many others reach the top of their game too, I may add, because I experienced you on a call last night where, I'm really trying to plug into the leaders here to capture the heartbeat. I want people to experience the
Mhm.
essence, the reality, the
Mhm.
honesty,
Mhm.
uh, that's available to people who make a decision to reach out and get that for themselves because it is available. We lack often on those fronts because we don't reach out. And so, like one for me, I just want to thank you for being so available, so amenable to spending time because I know you've got a lot going on. So I'm very grateful, and I'm sure the community will be grateful for this as well, Bart.
It's my pleasure. I mean, it's interesting to be here, but when Onyx told me, she made $18 million selling a juice, I go, what? It's like, and then I asked her, I said, what do you think about this? She goes, 100 million. There's no competition, Bart. Nobody has what we have, right? And I'm sitting there going, well, I did want more money, so I didn't have to travel anymore. And then she said, um, I also created 50 millionaires underneath me in that juice company, and some of them made more than me, like the Merritts, I think.
Yeah.
And I go, wow. I said, how many millionaires in this? And she goes, unlimited. There's no competition. There's never been an opportunity like this. And my hand came up like this on the call. I go, I'm one of your millionaires. And it was like my whole body was saying, I'm ready for this because I could feel the energy. I could feel, she's a pro. I mean, she really dedicates her to know self, to know the insides and outs of everything, which I'm learning. But the other thing is she's true support. And that's what I see in this company. Like Ariana, you know, look at
Yeah.
her. She just, we're, this company's full of people like us that, people's dreams are the most important thing because we're all, nobody gets out free, as like one of my teachers told me. We're all challenged to access that and be uh, guided safely to expose that and work on it honestly, for the results that we want to receive. So
Yeah.
that's what
Um,
that's what I see here. So
oh, very good. That's very good. Like, I love when observations that people think through. Um, get get dispensed like this on calls like this so that there's clarity for others who are watching who may not feel like it's for them. And I'm experiencing some real language shifts in this organization particularly in
mm,
regards to how this is being introduced to people. uh, and so I don't think that's an accident. I think
yeah,
it's the universe delivering what so many people are looking for, but don't know how to ask. So, when you see me turning sideways like this, it's not because I'm distracted, Bart. It's because I'm taking notes down. And, you talked about this path to wealth from May McCarthy. And,
Yeah.
I'd like to ask for your permission. I want to put a link to your profile in the comments of this when I produce this and I go public with it. I'll be providing you with a copy of this for you to do what you want with it. And I'll be providing it to my
Well,
team as
thank you.
well, dual purpose, so that they can meet the heartbeat behind a lot of what's unfolding at much higher levels than they're typically used to. And two, I just think the world needs to know about who you are and what you've got going on.
Well, thank you very much. You mean my website?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Or
Well, thank you. Yeah,
you can provide me with whatever information you want that I'll make sure
that's
is in.
fine. People can they can go to bartsmyth.com and there's a drop down. You put your information in there, and just for those that are watching this, I do this for free, of course. The Path to Wealth training is just a 10% tithe on boosted income that comes from this, and that's what May asked us to do, because then we pay that forward. Because some people coming into this, they have a dream, and they haven't really been exposed as I wasn't, even though I had 30 years in manifestation industries and coaching people too, and successfully. But this was really something that is an enlightened work, and we have a lot of support. It doesn't stop. We just keep going, going, going.
I'm
Thank you.
loving
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I'm loving that. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing it here live. Real truth, honesty, deep
Mm-hmm.
compassion, incredible care, and I'm just thrilled to have made the
Thank you.
connection, Bart. And let's get this put to bed so that we can get this information out to people. And any parting words from you in regards to anything that we've talked about or anything that's on your
Well,
heart?
I mean, the one thing I just like to share, that for me, I had a point of view of network marketing that I would avoid it at all costs because of the people who had come to me, and in my experience, it was just a fear of, you know, losing credibility, but really more than that, losing the trust of my sincerity and my purpose and intention in the world. So, and what I found here was also, I didn't think of it as a profession, honestly. I, not to be like egoistic or anything, but everything I did took a lot of training and a lot of skill sets. Carpentry, building, architecture, all these things. You have to really know your stuff, and it takes time. So then I get in with these people like Beamy and Onyx and the Merits and other people, and I realize what a great profession this is, and that it's more growth provoking than anything I've ever done. Because
Yeah,
it's not it gets to a point where really the whole thing is that we're all rising together, right? We're all
absolutely.
going together. Yes.
Absolutely. Those are the things I love the most, meeting people like the Salernos, and I'm just beginning to connect to like the upline calls. I've had the honor of doing a call with Bob Salerno, and I'll be doing one with Bonnie
Yeah,
right
Bob. Yeah.
after. Peter No as well has really stepped up
These
and
guys
offered.
are, oh, good, good. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
all these people, it's like, I go, wow, you
yeah.
guys are
Dr.
good.
John Harmon's already come through the mill. Like, we've got and a lot of people on our team. So
Fantastic.
it's great. I say our team because that's the collective for me. It is
Yeah,
our
that's
team. I'm part of something much bigger than what I've started, like what I'm doing, and it's a
I
great
can
place
read
to
it.
be.
Thank you for saying. Yeah, these are all. I'm in awe of the talent and the heart and potential. So
You've heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. We'll talk to you all soon.